You guys are not going to believe what happens when a Democrat goes to a Trump rally.
That, anyone who supported President Trump was at best supporting racism and at worst downright racist.
And of course, we're talking about all of this right now because of the recent presidential debate. And a lot of people are calling it a massacre because Joe Biden was confused. He was unable to finish his sentences. And at the end of the speech, he actually wandered off the stage, super confused. And a lot of people are saying that it looks like an advertisement for elderly home, a nursing home. This isn't even about politics anymore. This is basically like a comedy show. The whole world is watching, just laughing at this absurdity taking place. And everybody's saying it was good that Donald Trump basically just let Joe Biden keep talking and talking, because the more that he was talking during the debate, the more that he was basically telling people to vote for Donald Trump. And honestly, I'm somebody who has been a fan of Donald Trump since birth, since I came out of the canal, and that's actually a joke, because when Donald Trump was at his peak, like with The Apprentice and stuff, I was probably like 11 years old, so I didn't even know who he was. I might have seen him in that one movie that he played in, but anyways, as I got older, I started to listen to Donald Trump's friend, who is Robert Kiyosaki, and I bought all of his books. Robert Kiyosaki, you owe me one, because I bought all of your books, and I read all of them, and even his wife's books too. And anyways, he had a book with Donald Trump, and that book is called Midas Touch, and it's all about why we want you to get rich. And so the reason why I like Donald Trump is because he doesn't hold anything back, and he really just did so well for his family name, because he comes from a family who wasn't always wealthy. Like his great-grandparents, they came to the US, they're immigrants too, and so everybody talks about, oh, he hates immigrants and everything. I'm a first-generation American, and I like Donald Trump because of how he teaches people, and he just really gets business. And we're a country that's founded on entrepreneurship and salespeople. And if you are a business owner, I want to tell you about my company, Excel. We're an all-in-one marketing software, and we give you the best tools to follow up with clients and convert leads into sales and grow your sales. So go to the link in the description to book a demo call today.
Thank you for coming on. I would imagine this is the last place you ever thought you would be on.
Oh, never in a million years did I think that this would happen.
Right. You are a Democrat, you were a Democrat. You're an independent now, and we had an argument back and forth. It's my understanding that you are still going to be voting for a Democrat, or possibly voting. You haven't changed to a Trump supporter or voter, right?
Well, I really don't know. I mean, I frankly don't know who my options are in the general election, and I think that there are absolutely some pretty high-profile contenders that I will not vote for under any circumstances. So we'll see.
So tell the story for anybody who didn't read. Tell your story.
Yeah, so I had been going on this journey for the past, 6 months or so, where I was really starting to feel very uncomfortable in an echo chamber that I had created for myself. And I started listening to just different conservative voices, and they kind of all culminated when I decided to go to the Trump rally in Manchester, New Hampshire last week. I thought, if there's anything, I can't think of anything bigger I could do to break out of my very liberal echo chamber. And everyone that I talked to about this idea was genuinely concerned for my safety, and that includes people on the left and the right. They were both really concerned that I was going to be physically harmed at this rally, either by the supporters or by Antifa or whoever. But I decided to go anyway, and I discovered that, hey, shocker, they're just average, normal people that are really, really nice and welcoming. And so I wrote about it.
And you said at one...
That's kind of the opposite that happens when conservative people go to pride parades and stuff like that. They actually literally do get attacked.
Point, you thought those people were despicable and even deplorables.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I definitely went through a phase, probably for about a year and a half, where I really thought that, anyone who supported President Trump was at best supporting racism and at worst downright racist themselves. Yeah.
Wow. And where did that come from?
I was watching a lot of MSNBC.
I like that she took the liberty to go out and experience something outside of her comfort zone. I really appreciate that.
Okay. All right. And then why did you become uncomfortable?
Well, I'm a knitter, and in the knitting community, and I know this sounds bizarre, but it is a hyper political community at the moment where they have these kind of roving gangs of social justice warriors just attacking people and mobbing them indiscriminately. And
Hey,
when
stop. You're asking me to process way too much. First of all,
oh, I know.
most people didn't even know that there was an online knitting community.
Oh yeah, what?
And now I'm seeing knitters and roving gangs of social. Something just doesn't fit here. It's not what I expect.
Well, listen, I understand the feeling because I didn't expect it either.
Right.
But I started seeing this happen just over and over and over again. And at some point, I started speaking up within the knitting community and saying, guys, this is wrong. We shouldn't be doing this. And then they came after me. And at that point, and I didn't get it as badly as a lot of people did. But at some point, I just said, I cannot align myself with these people politically. It's wrong what they're doing.
You talked about how one person was bullied so bad online that they became suicidal.
Yes. Yeah.
What were the arguments about?
So in his case in particular, he started speaking up when the mobbings first started happening. And I swear I'm not making this up. All he did was post a poem on Instagram asking for kindness and asking for people to just see each other as human beings. And he was mobbed by thousands and thousands of people. And he eventually did go into the hospital. And then his husband posted on Instagram that, please stop the hate. He's in the hospital. And it just got worse and kept escalating after that. So it was really too bad. But thankfully, he seemed to have really rebounded, and now is.
Everybody goes through really hard times and moments of depression, and it's just important to remember that the most important opinion you should ever have about yourself should come from you. Nobody else's opinion about you should speak louder than the one that you have about yourself.
Getting a lot of support from people like me.
So who are these people that are in these roving mobs?
They're people on the very far left that anytime something sticks out to them that is outside of their ideology, they try to pressure people into kind of bending the knee and issuing these massive apologies and, pointing out all the areas where they are wrong in their lives and
so they're like trying to blackmail people into fitting into their beliefs. What? Jeez, they have no chill. Those grandmas knitting aren't what you think.
Transphobic and homophobic and fatphobic and all these things, and it's just they're to be blunt, I think they're kind of just horrible, miserable people that want to make other people miserable as well.
Boy, you're starting to sound like a conservative.
I know.
Because this is the thing that really we've been warning about. There's disagreements on things disagreements on policies we can go on. But when you're trying to shut people up and you do it through fear and intimidation, it's a very foreign kind of concept to America. That's not who we were. That's not what made us great. That's not what made us big. And anyone who's doing it on any side is really engaging in some really dangerous stuff because it always ends the same way.
I totally agree. And when people started telling me to shut up specifically, that was when I started really taking a look at it. Because for me, expression is a gift that we've all been given. And if you want to change people's minds, you have to do it through conversation, not through intimidation.
Everybody goes into a conversation with their mind already made up. And so when we try to convince other people, it's just like they're already going to shut down. And that's why it's most important just to listen to what other people are saying. And then they can come to their own conclusions. And you can kind of guide them because you want to help them, because you can get anything in life that you want if you help enough other people get what they want. And so, of course, you want to help other people and guide them into a direction that's going to be good for them.
You said the day you went to the Trump rally, MSNBC was there, and so you wanted to you wanted to go among some familiar territory first. So you went And what was your experience there that morning?
Well, I was wearing a red hat that looks kind of like a Trump hat that says "Make speech free again." It's my little protest against cancel culture. And, it's always a conversation starter, and people struck up a conversation. And I said, I'm thinking about going over to the Trump rally. And they were like, don't do it. They're going to hurt you. They're going to harass you. And one woman even offered me her pepper spray. And I just said, I think I'm going to be fine. It's going to be okay.
So what were your thoughts? Because I'm sure these people were being genuine.
Yes.
So what were your thoughts on that? Especially somebody of your profession, that you look and say, these people genuinely care about my safety. They're really warning me, and it's almost unhinged from reality.
Well, yeah, and I think that when literally every single person around you is in fear of your safety, it's really hard not to question and say, what are they seeing that I don't see? But it's also an indication that I knew I had
guns. I don't think your pepper spray is going to hold against these guns that they probably have at Trump rallies so much. I mean, I've never been to a Trump rally. I just seen them on TV. Everybody just looks like they cheer a lot. I don't know, maybe drink too much beer. I guess she was surprised that she didn't get attacked. Everybody was telling her that she was going to get attacked, and she didn't. It's just crazy because what we see on our phones is so different than what other people are seeing. So people who are super leftist are getting fed really leftist content. And so they're going to go to, if they go to a Trump rally, they're going to think, hey, I'm going to get attacked. Just like as people on the right see people on the left as super crazy and super wild, because we're getting fed extremes on both sides.
To do it at that point because I knew I had to see for myself what was going on.
Well, I really appreciate her ability to go out of her comfort zone, because it's so true that we get so comfortable. And honestly, I believe that that is one of the biggest problems here in America. And that is a part of the problem with immigration, because these immigrants come here and they will clean windows. They'll do anything, because just to have a little bit of work here, they're going to be making 5 times their month's salary that they would back in their country. And so immigrants are just way more motivated. They're out there to go. They don't care about racism. They don't care about fat shaming, this and that. It's a part of their culture to be like, oh, chubby, fatty. They say that kind of stuff in Spanish, like, eh, negrito, or no sé, nariz grande. They call you by your facial features. And so, like other countries, they're not getting all sensitive about these little things that Americans are like, oh, this is scary. I'm afraid they're going to fat shame me, or they're going to make fun of my hair. And it's like, nobody cares about your hair. Nobody cares about your weight or your race or anything like that. I mean, there are instances where we care and where we share our culture and stuff. I'm just saying that nobody has to get all offended about it, because in Latin American countries, like, they're not worried about those kinds of things. They come to America and they're like, wow, we have all the opportunity in the world right in front of us, and we're going to do anything to take advantage of it. And meanwhile, many Americans, we've just gotten too comfortable. We've gotten too comfortable to even discover the other side of things. We see leftists as crazy and leftists see rightists as crazy. And so we've gotten so comfortable in our houses, with our cars, going to the store, with our communities, everything. We've just gotten so comfortable that we can't even take the liberty to explore the people right next door. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel so you can see more videos, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!